Hey guys, how you doing? Today I'm doing a video. It's for Hannah, the Omaha Introvert, on her 1,000 subs contest. So congratulations, Hannah. Well deserved on the 100 subs. Or sorry, on the 1,000 subs, I should say. Amazing achievement in such a short period of time, I gotta say. So I really like Hannah's channel. She shows a lot of 90s stuff, which is in many cases a lot of the stuff that was the decade that I was probably the most serious into music, but is also the decade that it's really hard to pick up stuff on vinyl, and anytime you can get something, whether it be a reissue or something even back from that was released in the 90s, it always feels like you're getting a grail. So Hannah's asked 3 questions. The first one is name 3 favorite female artists, and my favorite female artist of all time is Kate Bush, and this is a recent acquisition that I got. Her first album, Kick Inside. I never owned this album. I've had some of the tracks on a best of vinyl back in the 80s, but I never actually owned a copy of this album, and this is Kate Bush's debut album. The vocals are a little, I don't know, very high-pitched on this. I think her voice matured as she got older, and definitely was more pleasing to the ear. This, of course, includes the her first big single, Wuthering Heights, which is an amazing song. But the first time I heard Wuthering Heights was actually on her Greatest Hits album. She put it on there, but she redid the vocal because she felt her original vocal was a little too, I guess, childish was the way she kind of described it, and wanted to sound a little bit more mature. So Kate Bush, Kick Inside. Another recent Kate Bush acquisition, something that I've been wanting for a long time, and finally got reissued, because original copies for this go for large money, is the album Ariel. This is an amazing double album from Kate. And again, an album that I owned a digital copy of this, never owned a physical copy, and when I saw this being reissued on Amazon for I think around 26 bucks, I jumped on it right away. Another favorite female artist of mine that I've shown before is the former lead singer of the Sugar Cubes, which is Bjork. I've got some of Bjork's stuff on CD. I don't have any of her solo albums on vinyl. This is the Sugar Cubes' second album, Here Today, Tomorrow, Next Week. The first album, Life's Too Good, I've shown that album as well before. And here's a picture of the band, including Bjork. So Bjork is the second female artist, and the third female artist, and also again back from the 80s. Again, somebody that I liked much more back then. Don't really follow her career now, but still really enjoy this album, is Sinead O'Connor and her debut album, The Lion and the Cobra. Yeah, The Lion and the Cobra. I was forgetting the name of that for a second. So there's my 3 female artists. Then Hannah wanted us to talk about 2 of our favorite subgenres, and definitely one of my favorite subgenre is, I like reggae a lot, and subgenre of reggae is dub. This is a recent acquisition, Soul Rebels Dub, which is a dub version of Bob Marley's album Soul Rebel. Dub, for those of you that might not know, is it takes the drum and bass from a reggae song and really puts focus on that, and sometimes it adds a little bit of echo. Sometimes they get rid of the vocals or use just a small vocal sample, but it's basically a remix of the original reggae track, highlighting the drum and bass with added echo. So again, Bob Marley's Soul Rebels Dub. And another recent dub album acquisition of mine is a dub version of Peter Tosh's album Equal Rights. So this includes the album proper and also a dub version of the album. And then another favorite subgenre of mine is actually one that Hannah did a feature video on, which is shoegaze. And a few of the bands that Hannah showed in her video, one of them is my favorite shoegaze band, which is Slow Dive. And this is a former Record Store Day release a few years back of a compilation called Blue Day for Slow Dive, and it collects, I guess, some singles and some EP tracks that weren't found on any of Slow Dive's albums. So this is Blue Day compilation by Slow Dive. And then I guess a rare bootleg that I have of Slow Dive is this called Hide Your Eyes. And this is, I guess, some demos and some unreleased tracks, some very I don't know, rough sounding stuff, but when you're, a big fan of a band, sometimes, you don't really care. And it came on this interesting blue splatter vinyl. So that's Slow Dive, Hide Your Eyes, the demos. And then another band that Hannah showed in her video was the band Swerve Driver. And Hannah showed, I think it was Mescal Head, one of Swerve Driver's more well-known albums. This is not a gatefold double album. This is Swerve Driver's most recent release. They have another album actually that's coming out in January of this year, which I've got pre-ordered. Swerve Driver is the more harder edged of the shoegaze bands. They're a little bit different. Still have that shoegaze sound, but like I said, more rocky, more harder edged. Not similar sounding to Slow Dive or to My Bloody Valentine or Ride or bands like that. So if you're interested in shoegaze and you want it a little bit harder, Swerve Driver's your band. And the final question, Hannah wanted us to talk about, I guess, our favorite piece of audio equipment. This was a bit difficult for me, and I guess, the turntable I have is a really sort of cheap, economical turntable. It's one of the Audio Technica 60s, and, it serves me fine. But I guess back in the day, my parents owned a nice Techniques table that I would love. I wish they had kind of kept it around, because I would have gladly switched my Audio Technica for that. And so that was probably my favorite piece of audio equipment. Okay, that's it. Short, quick video. Hannah, again, congratulations on the 1,000 subs. And if you can enter me into, I guess, the draw you're doing as well for the Eagles shirt, I'd gladly accept that as well. And thanks a lot for watching, everybody. And again, congratulations, Hannah. Take care.